Welcome to the presentation on the accessibility advocate for people with disabilities. This is Gayon Brown. The settings for this presentation are the stakeholders at Comerica Bank at the Orange County Sales Office in Irvine, California. Stakeholders present, Director of Human Resources, Director of Learning and Development, Office Manager, Director of Sales Division for the Orange County Sales Office. Question asks, why should we provide accessibility to online content? Answer, to create an inclusive workplace so if any employee has a disability, they will not encounter challenges to access the content. The history of disability rights movement. People with disabilities have had to battle against centuries of biased assumptions, harmful stereotypes, and fear. Like many other oppressed minorities, people with disabilities were left in a severe state of impoverishment for centuries. Reference ADL 2017. Veterans with disabilities. After World War I and World War II, many veterans returned home with injuries that led to various disabilities. This initiated the advocacy for change for people with disabilities. World War II veterans made disability issues more visible to a country of thankful citizens who became concerned for the long-term welfare of young men who sacrificed their lives for their country. 1960s Civil Rights Movement. Despite initial advancements made towards independence and self-reliance, people with disabilities still did not have access to public transportation, telephones, bathrooms, and stores. Office buildings and work sites with stairs did not offer no entry for people with disabilities who sought employment. In the 1960s, disability advocates saw the opportunity to join forces with the civil rights movement to demand equal treatment, equal access, and equal opportunity for people with disabilities. In 1973, the Rehabilitation Act was passed, and for the first time in history, civil rights of people with disabilities were protected by law. The Rehabilitation Act of 1973, Section 504, provided equal opportunity for employment within the federal government and in federally funded programs. Section 504 also mandated equal access to public services such as public housing and transportation and included allocation of money for vocational training for people with disabilities. Education for students with disabilities. The Education for All Handicapped Children Act was passed in 1975 to guarantee equal access to public education for children with disabilities. In 1990, the Education for All Handicapped Children Act was renamed the Individuals with Disability Education Act, IDA, which further elaborated on the inclusion of students with disabilities into regular classes, but also focused on the rights of parents to be included in the educational decisions affecting their children. Americans with disabilities. After decades of advocating for the equal rights of people with disabilities, the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, was passed in 1990. ADA ensures equal treatment and equal access of people with disabilities to unemployment opportunities and to public accommodations. With the ADA legislation, the U.S. government identified the full participation, inclusion, and integration of people with disabilities in all levels of society. Web accessibility. Section 508 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973, which was amended by the Workforce Investment Act of 1998, requires federal agencies to purchase electronic and informational technology that is accessible to employees with disabilities. Assistive technology. The Assistive Technology Act of 2004 is a federal law designed to maximize the ability of people with disabilities to select, obtain, and use assistive technology. Through a system of federal state funded programs, those needing assistive technology, can access appropriate technology to help them function successfully at work, play, recreation, or live independently. The Technology-Related Assistance for Individuals with Disabilities Act of 1988 was the first legislation that recognized the importance and changing role of technology in assisting people with disabilities to live, work, and thrive in their communities. Accessibility advocate. People with disabilities have endured a long fight to gain access to equal rights to live, learn, work, and thrive in their communities. It is imperative to provide accessibility to all online training content for our sales representatives here at Comerica Bank to eliminate any barriers that may prevent anyone from accessing the information. We live in a world of technology that offers opportunity for accessibility to people with disabilities. We should create a harmonious work environment through inclusion and not exclude anyone from their right to thrive in their environment by accommodating people with disabilities with the tools they need to be successful. The end. Thank you everyone for your time. This is Gayon Brong signing off.